Hi folks, Mr. Caden here to talk to you about a really important skill here for the 21st century, especially with you guys growing up with computers all around you all the time. And we're talking about smart searching. We've all used Google before, Google this, Google that. That's all well and good. But what I'm going to show you how to do is to use Google as best as you can to show you some of the tips and tricks for searching so that you get to the information exactly that you need. So let's talk about some objectives for what we're going to learn in this lesson. And I got two major objectives for you. The first one is that students will be able to use some advanced search syntax to locate appropriate internet web pages. So you're going to learn how to use the tools and tricks inside the search instead of just typing in the question, how to make the search exactly right so that you're going to end up on the web pages that you want. So you can type in exactly what's there on Google. That's what we're going to learn. And you're also going to learn to search the best results, search the results that you get for the best ones, not just necessarily the ones that come up at the top, right? You're going to have to learn how to dig deep. Okay, so those are our two objectives. We're going to start by learning how search engines work. Then we'll learn some of the tools that you can use when you're typing a search into Google or another search engine. And then we'll learn about the value of digging deeper into the results that you get when you search. So let's start. This is just an interesting piece to me with how search engines work. Here we go. So how do search engines work? Well, before we get to that, we have to talk about the internet. The internet is a wonderful, amazing resource that's been given to us and that's been created. And what it is it's just a giant set of computers. Some of these computers are huge, big server computers that are sitting in the middle of factories of computers. And they're all over the world. And that wouldn't be good enough to make the internet. What makes it the internet is that all these computers are connected. They're all networked so that they can talk to each other. Okay. That's all well and good. Now, what does a search engine do? Well, think about it. There are millions of computers out there. They're all connected in this internet. A search engine has to make it so that if we search something, we can find something on any of those different computers. Okay, so tricky stuff. Well, let's say that these ones are owned by Google, and those are by Amazon, and those eBay, and then, of course, the best website in the world, MrCaden.com. It's one of the top sites ever, in fact. And so how does Google do this, or any other search engine? What they do is they have a little program that's called a web crawler, okay? And that's a technical term. It's called a web crawler. And here it is. It's a picture of the program. It doesn't actually look like that. It looks like a bunch of code on the screen. But what the web crawler does is it literally crawls around the web. You can think of the web like these lines between the computers, the connections that they have. And the program crawls around the web, and it goes to Amazon, it takes a look at all the websites there, and it goes to some other website, and it takes a look at all the websites there, and it goes to eBay next, and it says, okay, let me look at all the pages on eBay. And meanwhile, it's sending all these signals back to Google, and you can see next to Google, it's generating what's called an index. And it says, okay, I know what web pages are there. I know what's on the web pages at MrCaden.com. I know what's on the web pages at Amazon. Just like the index in the back of a textbook, right? The index tells you where you can find these different words. And what that web crawler does is it goes around the whole internet, and it tells Google, okay, this site has this site has that, and now Google has stored a giant index for the internet. And so when you search, right, Google looks through the index and it finds the thing that you want. It's a giant index, though, because the internet does not have, what do we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 computers on this screen. And of course, the internet has millions upon millions of computers. Here's a visualization of how many different computers are connected and how they're connected to the internet. Okay, that's a huge number of computers, which means the index that Google has is not just a couple lines long. It's a huge, massive list of different words where they can be found on all different kinds of sites. Okay, and so you could think, right, when you search on Google, you get a million bajillion results. And so the trick that we're going to learn today is how to make sure that you're getting exactly the web pages you want. And to do that, we're going to learn about some new tools when you're actually typing into Google or some other search engine.